Hey yo, what up? What up? It's another Saturday. Your boy Mott's holding it down on the W.E.S.T podcast where we talk wrestling, entertainment, sports, and travel. Uh, just wanted to say that I'm glad y'all are sticking with me. Those few fans those few subscribers that are sticking with me. Appreciate y'all. Last weekend was a really jam-packed weekend full of great wrestling action, and not from who you'd expect. It was from Triple A, Lucha Libre. The Undertaker's actually running that right now, and then you got Rey Mysterio as a general manager. So that's going to take off. It's already taking off. The Undertaker put together, or his staff, or whoever, the creative team put together a great show last Saturday. It was El Noche de los Grandes. Where the two Grande Americanos, the original Grande Americano and Grande Americano, faced off in a mask versus mask. And of course, it was Chad Gable as the original and Ludwig Kaiser as El Grande Americano. So in the end, Chad Gable ended up losing and he unmasked himself. But what he said was really touching. They made it a big thing. It started out as really a joke. It was Chad Gable. He was feuding with Penta, and so he's made this whole thing about he was going to go to Mexico, learn lucha libre so he could beat all the luchas and become the best luchador ever. So he comes up with this whole El Grande Americano mask scheme, and he got injured like a month or two into the mask gimmick, and then Ludwig Kaiser stepped in and started being El Grande Americano. So when Chad got better and medically cleared, you had two El Grande Americanos, and eventually that led to the showdown that happened this past Saturday. But what Chad said with his family, his wife and kids in the ring was pretty cool. He said that he started his journey as an American looking to get a one-up on Mexican wrestlers, the Lucha Libre, but in his journey, he learned to respect and appreciate everything that Lucha Libre and the Mexican culture has to offer. And he is forever grateful to the fans of Triple A for their support, and he vowed to one day return to AAA, and also gave the mask to Ludwig, or El Grande Americano, saying that for now you are the only El Grande Americano, but I will always be the original El Grande Americano. So that was a good ending to that circle. Also, we had Clash in Italy. Some of the highlights: Cody Rhodes defeated Gunther, kind of a controversial fashion. This time it was Cody Rhodes who kind of got one over on Gunther. He legit pinned Gunther, but Gunther's foot was sticking out through the ropes. And in the rule book, if your foot is sticking out through the ropes, that counts as what they call a rope break. So if you're in a hold and you get to the ropes, or a part of your body goes outside of the ropes or touches the ropes, then the hold has to be broken. Same thing for a pin. If you're getting pinned and you can get a hand or a foot on the ropes or through the ropes, the pin gets broken up. It's called a rope break. But the referee didn't see it, so Cody Rhodes, I guess, escaped with his title. You also had Sol Ruca winning the women's intercontinental title over Becky Lynch, which was kind of a cool thing because Sol Ruca is next level women's wrestling, and I just recommend watching some episodes of NXT with her Soul Snatcher move. She's a sight to see. Then of course the main event, you had Roman Reigns beating Jacob Fatu in Tribal Combat. And we'll double back to that in a little bit when we get to Best Week. So without further ado, let's get into the top news.
big story of the week was this.
Okay, so you have former WWE NXT UK Women's Champion Kaylee Ray, known better in WWE as Alba Fire. She made her post WWE debut back on the Indies this past Friday for Pro Wrestling Eve, and you can catch a video of that on Twitter or X. So she's moved on from WWE, and I can no longer say what you know about Alba Fire. That's what I used to say when she used to come down to the ring. I don't know why. I just made it up. Like the first time me, Ronnie, and Sam were watching it and she got introduced. I like that last name, Fire. But it was spelled F-Y-R-E. So I was like, what you know about Alba Fire? Anyway, so she was previously in the WWE. Like I said, she was part of the Secret Service with Chelsea Green and, Dewdrop. Oh my gosh. I forget her name, but anyway, she's been basically Chelsea Green had Alba Fire and Piper Niven, that's her name, Piper Niven, with her as Chelsea Green was acting when she was the U.S. champion. She was acting like she was a politician, and Alba Fire and Piper Niven were her secret Hervis. But Piper Niven has been out on an injury, and they haven't really been using Alba Fire too much. And then now Chelsea Green is actually turning face, turning to a good guy or good gal. There's no more need for the secret Hervis. So she's back on the indies doing her thing as Kaylee Ray. In other news, courtesy of WrestlingSource.com, Bronson Reed shared the details on his Instagram story past couple days that he was just recently in a car crash where he was rear-ended. While everybody, he said the situation was unsettling, but he said that everybody involved made it out safely. And this comes as he is sidelined with an arm injury. He's been out of action for several months. So word is he's almost ready to come back, and word is he's dropped a lot of weight too, because Bronson Reed was a big dude. And word is that he's slimmed up. So Bronson Reed didn't have too good of a week. But some show is... All right. Okay. Dang, these things are sensitive now. So anyway. So this is the part of the show where we break down what's going on in the world of wrestling, because wrestling is on every night, Saturday through Saturday, and there's a lot to take in. So I give you the only thing that you need to know about what's going on in each promotion, which is the main event, and it normally happens at the end of the show. So let's start off with Saturday. You have Collision, Saturdays on TNT at 5 p.m. You have Takeshita early in the night defeating Daniel Garcia with Jon Moxley of the Death Riders on commentary. Takeshita defeated Daniel Garcia to keep his international title, and afterwards the Don Callis family attacked Takeshita, and Mox tried to help, but he got attacked by Shane Taylor Promotions. Apparently they got beef going on, and the Death Riders and Speedball and the conglomeration all came in to basically defend everybody from Shane Taylor Promotions and the Don Callis family working together. So that takes us to Raw on Mondays. Well, actually, they're in Europe still for Clash. So the shows this week for WWE, they're actually on earlier. I believe they're on around 11 a.m. Our time. So yeah, so they're on really, really early. So Monday in Raw, early in the night, you had Jacob Fatu finally acknowledging Roman Reigns after his loss in Tribal Combat at Clash in Italy. And the main event, you had Seth Rollins beating Braun Breaker despite Heyman's attempt at interference. Seth Rollins used the tag belt to put around his waist when Braun Breaker went for a spear. So Braun Breaker hit the belt head on and got knocked out. Seth Rollins hit the stomp for the pin. Tuesdays, you got NXT on the CW at 5. You had Tony D'Angelo defeating newcomer Cam Hendricks from LFG, defending his NXT title. And you had Evil, who is now going by Nakuru, at ringside, supposedly protecting the belt and Tony D'Angelo. And also you had the young UK sensation Big Mason come out and help Tony D'Angelo by stopping Cam from picking up a chair. And pretty much the deck was stacked against newcomer Cam because he's so cocky, he's pissing off everybody. So Big Mason and Nakuru will have a one-on-one match to determine the number one contender next week on NXT. And when it's Wednesday, you know what that means. AEW Dynamite on TBS at 5 p.m. You had early in the night MJF defeating Roosh to defend the AEW Championship. And at the end of that, you had Mark Briscoe coming in. And basically, he tried to, stop. Basically, Mark Briscoe saved Roosh from getting hit with the belt. And MJF rolled out the ring. And Mark Briscoe challenged MJF for a shot at the AEW World Heavyweight title. In the middle of the show, another surprise in the Owen Hart Women's Tournament. Of course, you know Willow Nightingale, or you may not know, Willow Nightingale got injured. She was supposed to face Alex Windsor in the opening round of the tournament. So because of her injury, they put in a wild card, and that wild card turned out to be the CEO, Mercedes Moné. She is back. Y'all know her as Sasha Banks from WWE. So she's been out for a while, just on a hiatus. I don't know if she was doing some acting or whatever, wrestling in other promotions, but she keeps busy. So she was out of AEW. She's returning for the Owen Hart tournament, and she defeated Alex Windsor, of course, because that's what Mercedes does. She just wins matches. She just wins. And the main event, Will Ospreay defeated the man who almost broke his neck again, Mark Davis, former friend and United Empire ally back in New Japan. Ospreay defeated Mark Davis to advance in the men's Owen Hart tournament. And this was one of the best matches I have ever seen. The referee got knocked out. Again, the Don Callis family came out to attack Will Ospreay. The Death Riders came out to save Will, and Takeshi came out to take on, or basically to get a piece of Kyle Fletcher. And words cannot describe how the sequence went when the Don Callis family came out, the Death Riders came out, and they did their thing. I mean, it was like the Death Riders are just, that was an obvious heel turn. That was such an over-the-top heel turn. I think the Death Riders are now good guys or baby faces now. So that was amazing. Thursday, you have TNA Impact on Thursdays on AMC at 6. You had the Righteous defeating the Hardys in a Wicked Garden match. So basically, the ring ropes were wrapped in barbed wire, wrapped in like flowers, and it was like a garden. There were no rules. The only way the match could end was by pinfall or submission in the ring. The Righteous actually made Jeff Hardy eat one of the wicked flowers from the Wicked Garden, and he started foaming at the mouth and convulsing and had to be carried out of the match. Matt Hardy couldn't hang by himself, so the Righteous won. And at the end of the match, the lights went off and the Hardys disappeared or faded away, like Jeff Hardy's song. So that takes us to Friday, with SmackDown that's normally on USA at 5 p.m. Again, they're still in Europe, so the time difference, they're starting early. You have Dirty Dom defeating Trick Williams, Braun Breaker, and Damian Priest in a fatal four-way to advance in the King of the Ring tournament. And next week, he will go one-on-one with the winner of the last fatal four-way, Obafemi, next week. And the show that's living their best week, Dynamite. Because of that Will Ospreay, Death Riders, Don Callis family, Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, all those interactions in one match, and it still came back down to Mark Davis and Will Ospreay. One of the, like I said, one of the best matches with organized chaos I've ever seen. So, when we come back, we're going to do some Mod Sports West, go and check out what you're watching, and then we're going to do some food and travel. Come back.
Has bad credit been holding you back from getting a new car, a house, or a better job? Visit creditrepairfolks.com. They offer one-on-one consulting and will give you a personal roadmap to removing negative items and adding positive points to your credit score. The first consultation is free, and they're the only ones that offer a money-back guarantee. They also have payment plans available. So what are you waiting for? Visit creditrepairfolks.com today.
Our coaching did a horrible job. The players did a horrible job. We got our ass kicked.
That's the great thing about sports. You play to win. And I don't care if you don't have any wins.
All right. It's time for Mod Sports West, where we only talk about the only teams that matters. The only three teams that matters, the teams out here on the West Coast: Lakers, Dodgers, and Rams. Lakers, Dodgers, Rams. Let's get it. On Monday, the Rams broke the internet by announcing via ESPN that they have signed Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns. Oh my gosh, the internet all week, the sports world was buzzing. You got the NBA Finals going on. You got MLB going on. You got the NHL Hockey Finals going on. But football, that's not even in season. Season hasn't started yet. And football, the Rams break the internet and break the sports world. Man, the Rams defense is just stacked now. Now you have the high-powered offense with Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Matthew Stafford. You got all them 50 tight ends. You got their running back core, Blake Corum, Caleb. Oh my gosh. Now you got Myles Garrett edge rushing, and then you got the two corners that they drafted from the Chiefs. Man, this is just, it's not fair. And on top of all that, we're on 99 watch. I said, we're on 99 watch. Aaron Donald may come out of retirement. Put that in your pipe for the week. We're still waiting for an answer. The one thing that we're all stuck on as Rams fans is he's had everything but no. He said he's thinking about it. He was texting Pat McAfee. He's been on interviews. The only one that's poo-pooing it is his wife. But who knows? Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett on the same line? Oh my gosh. The Lakers, reported Thursday by ESPN LA Steve Mason of ESPN LA Radio, he's hearing that there are a lot of journalists, reporters, writers that are speculating, including Eric Pincus and Tim Krakauer, saying that there's a slight possibility that LeBron may go to Cleveland to play with Steph Curry for $30 million 2 years. So we'll see. We'll keep posted on that one. The Dodgers beat the Angels last night, 1-0 in Game 1 of their Freeway Series. They play Game 2 today at 7:10 p.m. All right. So let's get into what you watching. All right, I mentioned the NBA Finals between the Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. Man. Okay, so everybody expected San Antonio, whoever came out of the West, to mop up whoever came out of the East between the Cavs and the Knicks. The Knicks have a huge push from their fan base. New York is going nuts right now, especially after last night's game where the Knicks pulled out a 2-point win in the last couple seconds. Wemby, man, Wemby could have finished the game with a either an assist or the go-ahead score, but instead he threw a behind-the-back pass. Only it wasn't behind his back; it was behind the back of his teammate who never saw the ball coming, and that led to a turnover and Knicks getting the ball back. And the rest is history. Knicks are up 2-0. Game 3 is on Monday in New York. All right. Let's get into some food and travel. All right. So I traveled myself to Jack in the Box to try their new Hot Ones menu because you know me, I'm all about the hot ones. Anything spicy, anything heat, you know, Mott's is all over it. So they have a new Hot Ones menu featuring different items with different hot sauces. So I tried the Sriracha Junior Jumbo Jack with cheese and the Buffalo Chicken Junior sandwiches. And let's just say the experience left something to be desired. You could check out my review here, and I'll just leave that at that. And I will leave y'all this week with nothing but well wishes, blessings, and hope to see you next week back here on the W.E.S.T podcast.